Picture this. A 19-year-old heiress, Patty Hearst, morphs from a kidnap victim into a notorious bank robber. Patty Hearst, a name synonymous with an unexpected transformation, was born into privilege as the granddaughter of publishing magnate William Randolph Hearst. Her life took a shocking twist in the early 70s. In 1974, she was abducted by the Symbionese Liberation Army, a leftist revolutionary group. This event would prove to be a turning point in her life. Rather than remaining a victim, Hearst underwent a startling metamorphosis. Mirroring a plot right out of a Hollywood thriller, she transitioned from being a captive to becoming an active participant in her captor's cause. She traded her life of comfort for a dangerous existence on the fringes of society, participating in bank heists under the alias Tanya. Patty Hearst's journey from a captive to a comrade is a tale that still sparks debates about the human psyche. Under the alias Tanya, Patty Hearst roamed the streets not as an heiress but as a bank robber. This was a stark contrast to her previous life of privilege and wealth, a transformation that shocked the world. Embracing her new identity, Patty actively participated in a series of bank heists alongside the Symbionese Liberation Army, a role that sparked much controversy. The name Tanya was more than just a pseudonym. It was a symbol of her new allegiance, an explicit renouncement of her previous life. It was a name that would become synonymous with one of the most infamous cases of Stockholm Syndrome in history. But the question of her willingness in these crimes remained a topic of heated debate. Was she a committed revolutionary or a victim of psychological manipulation? Was she acting under duress, or had she truly embraced the ideology of her captors? Was Patty Hearst a willing participant, or was she a puppet in the hands of her captors? The question remains. In 1975, Patty Hearst's life took another turn. From a bank robber, she became a defendant in a high-profile trial. The world watched as Patty, the heiress turned revolutionary, was put under the microscope. The media circus around her trial was nothing short of extraordinary, as the case raised critical debates about coercion, brainwashing, and accountability. The defense argued that Patty was a victim of the Stockholm Syndrome, a psychological response where hostages or abuse victims develop an emotional attachment to their captors. The prosecution, however, painted a different picture, portraying her as a willing participant in the SLA's criminal activities. The trial concluded with Patty Hearst being found guilty, and she was sentenced to 7 years in prison. However, her story didn't end there. In an unexpected turn of events, President Jimmy Carter commuted her sentence in 1979, only after 2 years of her imprisonment. The saga took its final turn in the early days of the new millennium. In 2001, President Bill Clinton granted her a full pardon. This was a remarkable conclusion to Patty Hearst's legal journey, a saga that had begun almost 3 decades earlier. In a twist of fate, Patty Hearst walked out of prison not as a convicted felon, but as a woman pardoned by 2 U.S. presidents. Her story serves as a potent reminder of the complexities of the human mind, the power of influence, and the unpredictability of life. Patty Hearst's story didn't end with her pardon. Instead, it marked the beginning of her reintegration into society. Emerging from the shadow of her past, she embarked on a new chapter of her life, one that saw her stepping back into the shoes of a Hearst heiress. Her marriage to her former bodyguard, Bernard Shaw, marked a significant milestone in this transition. This union, which lasted until Bernard's passing in 2013, gifted Patty 2 daughters and a semblance of normalcy amidst the tumultuous echoes of her past. As a wealthy heiress, Patty could have chosen to lead a life shrouded in privacy. Instead, she embraced her public persona, albeit in a manner far removed from her infamous alias, Tanya. She became a fixture in the world of philanthropy, using her wealth and influence to support a variety of charitable causes, a far cry from the revolutionary fervor of her past. Yet, despite her efforts to move on, the media's fascination with Patty Hearst never waned. Her story, marked by dramatic twists and turns, continues to captivate audiences, sparking debates and inviting scrutiny. Her legacy, much like her life, is a blend of contradiction and mystery. Patty Hearst's life, marked by a series of extraordinary transformations, remains an enigma wrapped in a riddle.